You need to get some money so you can get free. Point blank, period. Oh my God, it's a ladybug. This is my second ladybug I've seen today. Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is the Spivey J, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. If you're new here, welcome. On my channel, I like to talk about mindset mastery, transformation, and getting more fulfillment out of this life. If you're already subscribed, of course, thank you so much for being here with me. And if you haven't, girl, what are you doing, queen? Let's go. Tap that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. All right, so I wanted to talk about something more specific in the genre of topics. So my domain of mastery that I have talked about and continue to talk about in my newsletter and now on this YouTube video is about identity upgrading, just kind of helping my viewers, subscribers, the people who, on the other side of this screen, build that primary toolkit to transform their life, to master their mind, to do the things that you came here to do, to get literally more fulfillment out of life. And so for everyone watching this video, those things mean something different. We all have a varied experience, all valuable, but we are coming from different spaces and places, and we're going to different spaces and places. So I was thinking, like, what's the common factor of what freedom looks like for most people? What is that commonality amongst the varied diversity that's literally on the other side? Remember, when you post something online, it reaches to every corner of the earth, or that has Wi-Fi. Honestly, it has the capabilities to do that. So it's very powerful. And if you're interested in just sharing more of your thoughts and sharing your experience here, I highly suggest you do that. I think it's a great way to get over any visibility malfunction thoughts, anything that's making you think and stay small, because we are a global world. We are living in a global society where we're all interconnected. So it's so beautiful to be here and to be able to contribute from my lived experience and what I'm currently doing and what the whole goal is. And so I say that to say, what is the commonality amongst the people that I'm speaking to? The high impact woman who has a lot of potential, who's curious about life, ready to upgrade her identity, ready to stop being a people pleaser and start prioritizing herself. What is it that all of us coming from these different places and spaces, where are we going? And for me, I define that as we're going to a space and place where we are free to do as we please. And in today's society, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I would love to live in a utopia, but in order to be free, you need leverage, okay? You need resources. And we can come together as a community on the resource part. We can come together as a community on the leverage part. But all of that aside, if you were to be dependent on yourself and you had no community, that leverage and that resource, the one thing everyone's going to need, whether we like what's going on or not, is capital. You're going to need money. We all are in need of money. We've always needed money, and we will continue to need the standard currency. That's the acceptable currency, which right now is money, point blank, period. So no matter where you're going, no matter where you came from, that's the commonality. So for me, how I seek out currency, for one, is I know there's tons of information online about manifesting and getting what you want without having to work hard. There's a ton of information about how to attract wealth and how to attract money and abundance. Attract prosperity abundantly. And I think that has a very important role to play. I don't think we should disregard it as woo-woo. I don't think we should ignore it because it seems like it may be woo-woo. I think we have to realize that we are physical beings. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. So in that, once you realize that, you're like, okay, well, you kind of have to play both sides. So you will benefit from that type of manifesting. You will also benefit from putting in the work and doing and maximizing out on your skills, your availability, your talents, your connections, your unique qualities, whatever that is. And so it's a combination of two. So you're like, girl, what you talking about? What I'm trying to say is, girl, we need to start a business. You need to get some money so you can get free. Point blank, period. And if you are a person that believes that every entrepreneurship is not for everyone, I want to just help you. I just want to say that there are so many ways to be an entrepreneur. No. There are so many ways to be self-sufficient financially, and it's not just running and operating a business. Actually, a business operator and a business owner, if they are the same person, that person is still employed and therefore working for the man, with the man being themselves, so, or the woman being herself. So I'm not talking about that. I am talking about that, but those two things, there's like a line of separation. Okay, so we need some money, and I think the best route when you are seeking freedom, whether you want to leave the country you live in, whether you want to have location independence, or whether you just don't want to have to worry about ever dealing with a manager or a company that you don't agree with their practices, you don't agree with how they speak to you. Nonetheless, you need to create a lane that's going to benefit you and your goal to freedom. Financial freedom being serving two roles. It could be the gatekeeper, the one that keeps you in or out, or it can be the gate opener, welcome in. And whatever you decide, whether you work for someone or you work for your clients and your customers for the greater good, you still have to put in some work. We're not putting aside the fact that we're going to benefit from manifesting. We're not putting aside the fact that we're going to always leave space for magic. We're going to always leave space for the creator to play a big role in our lives. We're not going to exclude the fact that favor is on my side and your side. We're not going to exclude the fact that favor is on your side, and you have so much proof that like you can't even deny it. I can't deny it. I know you can't. So what are we gonna do, baby? So for me personally, running a business in the way that I have tried to in the last 11 years has been very masculine. And although we have the duality, I am not more masculine than I am feminine, and hopefully there's balance. But for me, that just hasn't worked. So I'm trying something new, and I want to build it in public, and I can't even believe I'm sharing this right now, but that's something I'm interested in. I'm interested in building something in public that more so aligns with me as a woman, my lifestyle. I homeschool our children. I am interested in all the independence, the location, the financial, all of the freedoms, the independence that there is. And in order to do that, in order to build something that is aligned with you, you need to first know yourself. I need to know who I am and what does being a businesswoman look like for me, and how does it fit into my life, and how do I fit it into my life. And the one thing that's very important for me is this thing needs to be fun. I don't want to be 20 years in and depressed with my millions. I don't want to be 10 years in and sad that I missed my children growing up, and now they are literally going to college, and all I have to show for it is I can pay for their tuition. Although I do want the success, I realize what my priorities are and where they lay. And so finding that balance while also making sure I prioritize my fun, and because I'm an adventurous person, I like to do stuff randomly, spontaneously, planned. It doesn't matter. So I'm trying to figure out what does that look like for me. And so there are tons of different business models, but when you look at like what can you provide, when you're trying to figure out what type of product can you create for others, there are a few things that you need to realize. You need to, one, like I just said, know yourself, and two, instead of worrying about like the end result first, what I'm finding in my own process, and if you're doing something like this, let me know in the comments. Please be sure to chat. I talk back, I don't bite. But I think that we should focus on, first and foremost, recognizing how much pressure we're going to relieve from our ideal client or customer. How much pressure are you going to relieve from your ideal client or customer? You do that before you figure out how much you want to charge them. You do that before you even, I'm not going to say before you come out with the full product, but definitely way before you get your MVP, which is your minimum viable product. Mind you, this works for digital products just as well, of course, as physical products. And if you're starting out, I highly recommend starting with a service, because when you start a service or a digital product, because when you start putting money into physical products, maybe I'll do another video about, I did a video about how I failed with my first physical products business, which put me like 7 bands in the hole my first go around, 7 bands that I didn't have to go in the hole. Yeah, so, but it was a learning experience that I get to share with you, hopefully helping you out. So maybe it wasn't all too bad, but nonetheless, that's just my little side 2 cents. But yeah, so building something that's going to provide the pathway, the gate opening to my fulfillment, to the fulfillment that I seek. I need money. Let's not lie to ourselves. You need money, and you're tired of pretending like you don't need money, and you need a good amount of it. I need money. Let's not lie to ourselves. You need money, and you're tired of pretending like you don't need money, and you need a good amount of it. You're not trying to live the hippy dippy life, which is nothing wrong with that. But for me, when I was in my 20s and teens, hostels were okay. Staying in hostels in my 20s, like, that was cool. But now I'm a parent, like, I'm not there anymore. So, like, it's not to crap on that lifestyle. That's just not where I am, and that's just not gonna flow and work for me currently. So, knowing that, I know that I need to, one, provide a lot of value so that the currency reflects that capacity that I need to freely enjoy myself. I really love not working. I really love the peace, my peace. I really love, having options. I really love having options. And so when you're coming up with like your business idea, all of these things are important. Now, I'm not going to say before the product, you do need to, okay. And when you're doing your get to know yourself, make sure you're auditing your skill set, the ones you're willing to go and get, your talent, your past experience, get feedback from other people. Don't shy away from doing the real work and on how you work, because everyone says they're a hard worker. But are you a hard worker for a long enough period of time? Because a lot of this stuff requires a long period of time. Is that the only way to be successful? Absolutely not. There are infinite opportunities out there for all of us. So just make sure you are mindful of that. All right, so I know I just did number 1, did number 2, went back to number 1. And then number 3, if you are interested in building your freedom, I don't know what to call it, your shmoney, you're ready to get some shmoney up, and you want it to be long term, you want it to be something that's sustainable, I highly suggest that you come from behind your lock screen and you go out into the world. You can do it digitally, online, aka social media, or go to local events. Put yourself out there. Practice how you speak about what you have to offer. Okay? In order to really build that, I think those are 3 things to start with. And we'll continue. Maybe I'll start a series where I share my journey, what I'm learning, and give you actual tools and resources that we all can use, because there is enough for all of us. There will be no gatekeeping. We are all able to live abundantly and prosperous. Whatever the good word says is for you. Whatever the good word says is for us. Okay? So there are no limits except to what our mind, the only limits that exist are what we put out there. Fear, ego, comparison, doubt, worry, no hope, not doing anything, no acting. We can go on and on. but the possibilities are endless. But you have to audit who you are to see how this path fits into your desired lifestyle and how you fit it, because it's like a two-way, it's a relationship. Next, you definitely have to evaluate how much pressure relief will my customer or client get with my product, with my service, whether that product is digital or physical, or your service. How much relief will that have? And then that's what leads you to making the better product. That's what leads you to knowing the correct pricing. That's what leads you to getting reviews before you launch and doing a soft launch. That gets you there, but first you have to start there. Okay? And the third thing you need to do is you need to put yourself out there. That can be either or, physically going to places. Meetup.com is a great, oh my God, Meetup.com, Eventbrite. There are so many ways to learn about activities and whatnot going on in the genre or the lane. It could be a hobby, it could be whatever the case is. There's an abundance of opportunities out there. You have to go seek them. And or online, you have to start talking. You have to start releasing your throat chakra. Stop being afraid of visibility and really hone in on the fact that if you want it, you got to get it. If you want this, you have to go get this. It ain't coming for you. It's no one waiting for you. There's no one waiting to help someone that doesn't help themselves. So you got to get the party started. You got to turn it up. What you want? What do you want? We are no longer going to deny ourselves. That's literally thunder. This is crazy. We're no longer, maybe I just said something. Oh. Let me shut my up. Look, I believe in you, and I want you to believe in yourself. And the only way you're going to believe in yourself is if you take action towards your dream life. No more sitting around watching and judging other people who are where you want to be, whether they are better than you, mediocre, same level as you. We don't care because we don't compare. It's you versus you. You have to create a system that builds your dream life, and you have to be honest about every different area. Yes, we're working on all of it because our identity we're upgrading our identity, and then it needs to go into something. We're not just upgrading our identity to do the same stuff we were doing. We're going to contribute to the world in a better way. I think entrepreneurship is one of the greatest ways to contribute positively to the world. I know you may hear a lot of people, they'll say like, well, the business owners have created all the confusion. So who's going to undo it? Better meaning entrepreneurs, the philanthropists of the world, the ones that are really well-intended and well-actioned. They the Costco CEO. In your own form and fashion. It doesn't have to be as big as a Costco, and it can be bigger than the Costco. Babes, whatever you want, you can do it. But we gotta do those three things. We have to do so much work. And you're like, oh my God, why do I have to do all this work? I want to just do nothing. You can, but you can do nothing as well. But I'm speaking directly to the ones that want to do something, that can't shake the fact that it's calling them back. Every time it's calling them. I know this is for me. That's what I'm speaking to. And if this isn't for you, please share it with someone who is for. You know, we're all a part of this community. All right. Let me get my out of here because it's thundering, but there's no clouds and none of that. I'm not no meteorologist, but I do know I need to get to safety, so I gotta go. My name is Spivey J. I hope you have a beautiful day. Peace.
You're beautiful. I hope you know.
No ash. Do you see some ashiness? No. Snatch it away. Lotion up. Oil up. Moisturize. Hydrate. Inside and out.